Hello everybody, Jet here, and welcome back to my Beastmen campaign, where today we will be fighting the Fall of Man battle, the final battle in the campaign for the Beastmen. We will obviously be continuing a bit afterwards. I'm going to do a little bit of herd merging for this. So these guys are going to double time it down this way. I'm going to break off this siege as well, simply so we can bring our herds together and just do a little bit of rejigging of our forces. Oh, I do want to be a little careful here because of these guys, but I should have my Bray herd with me, which should be okay. But effectively I'm just going to combine these guys to create a really powerful herd. Now obviously these guys are now secure, so they are going to come in here and start getting ready to pester the vampires. While my other horde's going to do this, and then it's going to hop over to Ulfwan to have a look there. So for now, we are going to move together. I could even just start raiding. And we do very well from raiding around here. But no, for this turn, we're going to vanish. And then we're going to start raiding with one and leave the other vanished to try and pull in a few armies. Okay, so let's see. Just a few little upgrades and an end turn here, guys. Right, next turn we'll be merging those two armies, as I mentioned, and we'll be getting everything back together, and then we'll be fighting that battle, the final battle, the Fall of Man. We shall be defeating the last remnants of the empires of the empires of mankind here. I mean, obviously we do still have a few a couple of tiny little holdouts over here, but they're not going to last long after this battle. This is the main thing. I believe this is another battle against Karl Franz, who's obviously been skulking around somewhere in this vampire infested land to wait to deal with me. So we'll see how that goes. But no, we'll start pestering around here, and we'll potentially link up with Chaos as well, just to try and burn through the heart of the vampire territories here. With which we should be able to do quite a lot of damage before the vampires do manage to take us out. I've got no doubt the vampires will be charging at us, but once we've completed that final battle, this campaign, the remainder of this campaign is more about fun than victory. So we're going to go exploring the world with our other two hordes, and those hordes are just going to cause as much damage to the vampires as we can before we go out, guys. If it goes well, I might even cripple the vampires, because from up here, if I can cut a swathe through their heart, they're gonna become so much more vulnerable to the other factions around them as well, which could lead to what happened to the dwarfs happening to them. But I still want to completely destroy. Well, I'd love to destroy the world, but I just don't think that's realistically possible, simply because there's so many places they'll just recap behind constantly. But we can always try. But I'd prefer to go out in a reign of glory, if you see what I mean. So we've got more vampires charging up north, so I don't know, I'll have to look at their politics to each other. We have a Slan coming in there. I have quite a few nasty armies around me there, so I need to be careful. I'm just going to try and catch this one's name. The Beast Catchers. Okay, it's an interesting name. It looks like a Skaven sort of skull in there or something. So we'll see. It's performed a rite of awakening. Alright. So this looks like a fairly formidable army here. He needs levelling up. So we'll have 2 Gorbals, 3 Razorgore chariots, some Centaurs with great weapons, a couple of units of Centaurs, Minotaurs with great weapons, a whole bunch of Minotaurs, 2 Cygors, and a Giant. I'm hoping this is going to be good enough for this, guys. So let's go. So, the Dark Gods are pleased. Mankind is ravaged. They have been taunted, hunted, and broken by the Children of Chaos. The land is ripe for an even greater invasion for the followers of the ruinous, for other followers of the ruinous powers to make their mark, as paltry as it will be compared to the triumphs of the Cloven Ones. Yet there remains defiance. The armies of Man-Ilf muster as one, refusing the inevitable, no matter. This is but another opportunity for the Beastmen to prove themselves the most worthy of the Dark Powers. Servants. I forgot that word. Find this gathering of might and ensure the fall of man. So we are fighting against Franz here. Now he's got some Demigryph Knights, which are probably the scariest thing there. It's meant to be a fairly equal battle here, actually, so I suspect, yes, reinforcements expected. I'm imagining they're going to be getting Bretonnian reinforcements at least here. So, yes. So, we've got Leon Lecoeur with a load of knights as well coming in here and trebuchets. So, this is going to be a fun one. This is it. This is the last forces of mankind. Obviously, there is all the vampires who are kind of mankind. They rule over mankind. They do rule over human areas, but there's only they're not particularly powerful, if you see what I mean. Oh, we actually have an ally here in Grook Deathmaker. I don't know if he's somebody from lore, but we'll see what he does. Basically, ideally, we'll use him as chaff. This is a bit of an odd place for us to be fighting, because we're kind of in a defensive position here, which is odd being a defensive force. We'll see what the humans do, because if they start advancing on us, we'll wait and we'll just have a massed Minotaur charge down that hill into them, and then use our fast movers just to start getting around the behind and pulling them apart. So here we go. I should have read this, but it's probably too late now. I'll start if it finishes. So a grand alliance of the Empire in Bretonnia has mustered in a desperate act, the dying throes of a race close to extinction. Yet a cornered beast is at times the most dangerous. Here we go. So they are actually up on a hill up here, next to this town. It'd be far better fighting inside there and, hiding in here and using the walls. But, we can't, I got the marks completely messed up. I thought we were spawning up there for some reason. Never mind. So this is my main line. Oh yeah, let's put a couple of Gorbals into there. I want a giant right in the centre, just to give it that little bit of extra punch. My artillery. And these guys can kind of sit behind, I can work out where I'm putting them because they're fast movers. Okay. This is the last hope of men. Shatter them once and for all. Slay their emperor. Kill their king. Oh, Karl Franz is up here. He is on his Demigryph in here. So he will be very powerful. And Leon Lacour is also on his Griffin mount. So this is his oh, whatever it's called. Anyway, oh, somebody's moving. So these guys are beginning to move, which is actually to be expected. Let's re-angle, get my Cygors involved. Oop. My giant can actually pull out of this separately. And you guys can all pull... Ooh. You guys can pull over here to be ready to deal with these guys. Let's hammer them. Why are you guys going back? Charge! Ooh, I've been pincered here. Oh god, there's more! Oh god, there's more coming in from over there. Let's get our fast movers up here. Right, you're meant to be involved here. Strong versus multiple enemies. Right, you guys can all charge in up here. Get rid of that ranged. Okay, we are beginning to shatter some of these units. Let's get in on their lord. You guys can charge up here. Okay, and we're beginning to get support now, which should really help. You can actually just charge in. Some of my units of Minotaurs are actually about to fall over. Let's keep the pressure on up here. Let's push these guys off the field. Let's break them off the field. Right, you guys can charge here. Shatter them. Here goes nothing.
Beastmen,
You can charge those knights. My Cygors have been engaged back here, but they're doing okay. This is getting a little too messy. I'm going to start bringing some units down here. You guys just need to keep the pressure on up here to keep these guys push breaking. Alright, we need support down here now, guys. You guys can all start breaking off and charging down here. Let's give them a little bit of a punt. And now let's charge in as well, because we can give these guys a massive debuff. Come on, straight through, guys. Come on, let's keep this pressure on up here. Let's throw out a nice debuff. I want to get some people around the back, but I want to push these guys off. Once these guys have been pushed off, we'll come round behind these artillery. Now you guys can start charging down here towards the artillery. We've cracked this lot already, so let's just keep going. Keep this charge on. They're being dealt with there by my allies. Malagor is in this charge as well. These guys have completely broken, so let's take everything, and it's gone. The last throes of humanity are fleeing from the battlefield and getting whacked by rocks as they go. And that is it, guys. That is the fall of man. It's a bit of a messy battle. It was decisive defeat, however, but it was messy. They completely closed in on me quite nicely there. I overextended far too much early on. I lost a couple of units, a unit of centaurs and a unit of minotaurs with shields. So it's annoying, but it's nothing I can't deal with. I lost 98 people for quite a big lot of kills there. So yeah, that's not too bad. I didn't even really see their Demigryph Knights in there. They'll have been in there somewhere, but they just got shattered, so that's not really something I need to worry about too much. Leon Lecoeur got thoroughly trounced. He didn't even do that much damage. Let's sacrifice the captives. And that is it. This is the end of the campaign, guys. So obviously, this is what was going on in the world. I'm just going to flick this through. I can't see the bits I don't know, just to see what was going on in the areas I've got explored. So the orcs were quite powerful for a while there. And the dwarves were powerful. The vampires weren't that big at that point, but they started spreading out. And literally, it's when I cut through the dwarfs, I think. No, because I wasn't near the dwarfs then. But the dwarfs were on a par with them until I started cutting. You know, in fact, the dwarfs were probably more powerful than them at this point. But then I kind of charged through the dwarfs and then started. So about here is where, yeah, you can see this is where I started cutting through the dwarfs. As you can see, a territory at a time changing over, and this is when the world started to turn and get controlled by the vampires. Then obviously I cleared out everything down the bottom, and the vampires took over and smashed the remnants of the empire. Anyway, let's go back to the campaign, guys. Now, so we've completed the fall of man. So now it is time for a bit of fun. Let's start marching this way to link up with Chaos. Oh wow! We get a lot less money over there. And end turn. So my armies down here are going to charge over into Ulfwan. We're going to rejig them again, do a little bit of recruiting, and then they're going to charge over into Ulfwan just to have a little bit of a play. We're going to clear out those last things. So we'll leave a bit of Tilia behind us. You know, I'm done with humanity now. I've caused enough damage here. So we're going to go exploring other parts of the world now. Yeah, the vampire counts are still nice and powerful. They like me, though they're not going to like me for long if I keep raiding them, and I'm potentially going to go to war with them quite soon. But they do have a lot of armies around me, so we could end up with a glorious defeat around there. We're the Warriors of Chaos. They are still powerful as well. So as I said, I might go link up with them and start causing damage around them, because I can fall back and use them as cover. Just do as much damage to the vampires as I can before forcing them, before they take me out. because they do still have a lot of armies even around me, but I can certainly do a lot of damage. I'm tempted just to start smashing where I am actually, and just burn through Bretonia, because that'll cause them to divert away from the Chaos Hordes, who are of course my natural allies. Oh wow! So yes, this is not friendly territory, guys. So the High Elves have been thoroughly trounced from the looks of it, by Marathi actually, I think. So we'll find lots of Dark Elves over there for us to deal with. But as I said, and we'll start having a bit more fun in this campaign now. We'll just start doing silly things, guys, because you know, we've completed the main campaign, so it's time for a bit of fun. Yeah. Not sure they quite know what to do about me. So obviously various Lizardmen, these guys are coming ashore and are probably going to go for me. Unsurprisingly, I think everybody's going to go for me at some point relatively soon, because I don't think people like me. They are still alive somehow, that tiny little Chaos faction. These guys are still very strong and doing very strong and lots of damage. I'm getting a little surrounded down here, guys. I might actually need to jump out of here. We've got the Banner of the Fallen Kings. Wow. And I can now recruit Kazarak One Eye. It's a bit late. Okay, so... Right. You need to recruit a new Minotaur and some new Centaurs. And we can up this one. And sod it. We're declaring the war on the vampires now. I'm not going to drag my allies into hell. Ooh! I am now at war with Nagorond as well. Now, the vampires are going to wish they'd destroyed me earlier on now. Okay, and end turn then. Let's see if we catch anybody, get anybody to come in and attack us. Vampire counts now are not in a tent. They are not in a good place here now, because actually I'm right behind them, and they are potentially at war's of base. I could have brought the Skaven in as well, but they're the underdogs in this campaign. I know lore-wise I shouldn't really be friends with them, but they're the underdogs, and I want to see them expand. And now we have fun, but I caught them unawares. So that's actually an easy auto. But I lost a couple of not particularly powerful units from a Bray Herd. See, and that's the benefit of being encamped like that, guys, because they don't see me there, so they didn't actually know I was there. So they actually took a lot of, so they effectively got ambushed by me there, which is a very nice beneficial thing for me when that happens. Has there been a bit of confederating going on? Because I can only see two Lizardmen faction there. The last defenders are struggling now. I could potentially go down and wipe them out if I wanted to, but again, I'm not fussed about this half of the world. I want to go, as I mentioned, I'm going to go exploring. We're going to go have a little play through Ulfwad, and then we're going to push down to Lustria with my other 2 hordes. Marathi wants a defensive alliance? Marathi is at war with the vampires. Okay, I'm still not accepting it. So Marathi is pretty much... It looks like she doesn't like anybody. I think Marathi's basically been exiled to Ulfwan from Nagarond. And Nagarond have taken over everywhere else. Which is unusual. Marathi and Nagarond are usually, best pals, usually really friendly with each other. So that is a very unusual thing to have occurred there, actually, if that is what has happened. How she's managed to hold on there is quite impressive, actually, though Ulfwan is, even on its own, it's a very powerful place. And it's got some good places to defend, but it looks like she's being assailed from, or has been assailed at some point from both sides there. Oh, lots of people there. Oh, and we have another rogue army as well now. As always, we're going to take the replenishment. Let's finish him off. And eat all of his troops. Here it goes. So we are doing quite nicely here. We're going to encamp again to try and trick someone in if we can. A little bit more levelling up to do here. Alright, let's keep pushing up here. Oh wow, he had quite a few levels to use. And end turn. So we're up to over 200k now, so we've got plenty of spare income, and we're just going to really start putting the pressure onto everybody now. I might slowly start Minotaurizing all of my hordes, so I've just got massive hordes of Minotaurs. Well, there'll be smaller hordes of Minotaurs. Get rid of these pesky Gors, and just go for Minotaurs. I think the vampire counts probably don't like me, though. They are losing territory in multiple places. Where you see chaos around here, and the vampire counts are capping behind them. So, and they are taking lots of damage there from chaos, which is good. Which means that they are going to have to split their forces amongst all of their wars. I'm just going to try and do as much damage, just cut through Bretonia while I can. Just burn through and then back up to their homelands, because they're going to be worth a nice juicy amount of money. And once we've done that, we will well, if we manage that, we'll see where we go from there. As I said, at this point, guys, it's about having a bit of fun and exploring the map now. I'm not that fussed about actually wiping anybody out, because while I could probably cause people to fall over, other people will come in and colonise behind them. I could probably wipe out the entire map, but it would take such a long time to do. It just wouldn't. It would stop being fun. It would take so long because I'd have to go back and forth and really carefully plan it out. And oh, here goes another one. Okay, guys, and we are going to be ending this session here, guys. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this campaign so far, and I hope you enjoyed the Fall of Man. Thank you very much for watching.